Though the seasons come quickly, you have always been enough. Though the night may get darker, though the waiting seems long, you have always been faithful to remind me of your love. You are good. In the morning I say you are good. In the evening I say you are
day gets sweeter, every day gets better, yeah. Every day gets sweeter, every day gets better, every day gets sweeter, every day gets better, oh, every day gets sweeter, every day gets better, every day gets sweeter, every day gets better, every day gets sweeter, every day gets better. Oh, yes it does. Oh, come on, family, declare, say, every day gets sweeter, every day gets better, every day gets sweeter, every day gets better, every day gets sweeter, every day gets better. Oh, 'cause you are good. Oh, you are good. In the morning I say you are good. In the evening I say you are good. You are good to me. One more time, you are good. You are good. In the morning I say you are good. In the evening I say you are good. You are good to me. Come on, lift your voices. Tell him how good he is. Oh, yes you are. Yes you are, Lord. Oh yeah, come on. You are good all the way around. In every season you are good. You are good. Oh, yes you are, Lord. Oh, you are good, yeah. Oh, you are good. You are good, you are good. You are good to me. Yes, you are, Lord. Come on, just lift your hands and thank him one more time. Oh, we're thankful for your goodness. We're thankful for your goodness, Lord. Yes, we are. Gonna see your goodness right here in the land of the living. Let's just stir up that heart of gratitude and that heart of thanksgiving. And I want you to just begin to lift your voice all over this place tonight. Yeah, come on. Come on, I think that's the sound that Yahweh wants to hear, is this family together again. And just begin to lift your voice. Thank you, Yahweh. Oh. You are patient and kind. You are peace to me. You are never failing. Oh yeah, never failing, Lord. Never failing, Lord. Like an unborn baby in a mother's womb, before my lungs could breathe, I was alive in you. Before my eyes were open, before my tongue could speak, before the bond was broken between you and me. You were home to me. You are home to me. You are patient and kind. You are peace to me. You are never failing. Come on, sing that again. You are home to me. You are patient and kind. You are peace to me. You are never failing. Like a house out in the country, like a boat out on the sea, like a river going somewhere we all wanna be. Like a voice so familiar, like the ground beneath my feet, and like the way I've always known how close you are to me. Oh, you are home to me. You are home to me. You are patient and kind, and you are peace to me. You are never failing. You are home. You are home to me. You are patient and kind, and you are peace to me. You are never failing. One more time. You are home to me. Yeah. You are patient and kind. You are peace. You are peace to me. You are never failing. You are where we all have come from. You are where we long to go. We have journeyed far from Eden, but we're coming home. So let our eyes be filled with wonder, and let our lives be filled with song, and let the way of Jesus lead us back where we along your way, and you are where we all have come from. You are where we long to go, and we have journeyed far from me, oh Lord, but we're coming home. So let our eyes be filled with wonder. Let You are never failing. You're never failing. You are never failing. You are never failing.
Let's just stretch our hands high tonight. Can we do that? I know it's a little different setting, but it's home. It's home to me. Would you just lift your voice with your hands all over this room with thanksgiving? And Rudy, just lead us out with that. I just want to lift up a sound that says we're thankful. Thankful to be in the presence of the one King Jesus. We're thankful to be in your presence tonight, Lord. Come on. Are you thankful? A little bit more tonight. Let your hunger just come spilling out of your mouth. They were singing about home tonight. I was thinking about the curse that fell upon Cain when he killed Abel. The curse was this: a vagabond and a wanderer you'll be all the days of your life. Then over in Acts, there's 7 men called the 7 sons of Sceva. And they try to use what they saw Paul do to cast demons out of a man, and the demons came out of the man and whipped up on the 7 sons of Sceva. They left town naked and bruised. The Bible identified those men as a group of vagabond Jews. Curse of Cain, a vagabond and a wanderer you'll be all the days of your life. The 7 sons of Sceva identified as vagabond Jews. I believe there's an authority that you and I learn to walk in when we find our way home. And as long as you've had that wandering thing on you where you can't establish a route, then there's something that's meant to happen when you and I come together as a family and begin to leverage some things for kingdom intention. I think that's why we're here tonight. In a significant period in our history, the Spirit of the Lord is drawing the family together tonight. I don't know why, but I felt it was important that we come together before October. I think I have some reasoning behind that, but I just felt September has been one of the most significant months. We actually named it some years ago our New Year, because it seemed like in September we were on more of a Hebraic calendar and things just started over for us. And so I just felt like it was important to come together. And as they were singing about home, I thought about John 14. And Jesus says, "Let not your heart be troubled. You believe in God, believe also in me. In my Father's house are many mansions. If it were not so, I would not have told you. But I go that I may prepare a place for you, that where I am, there you may be also." That word place is topos. And it literally means a specific spot marked out for you. He's not talking about heaven. He's talking about John 17. When he says he's in me and I'm in you and we're in him. He said that's your marked off spot. That's the spot you were designed for. And I believe what the Father is doing is he's taking a group of wanderers and he's saying, I've marked out a spot for you. That may not specifically have anything to do with geography, but it has for me. Had something to do with geography. As the Father helps you not just find a geographic spot, but a tribe, a kindred tongue. This was actually easier when y'all weren't here, so y'all better get engaged. Or here's what you need to understand. If you're in that marked off spot, there's a long, drawn out miracle history of how you got here. And there's at least 1 million reasons we should have disqualified ourselves from making it to this place. Now that we're here, the onus is on us not to take that for granted, but to be thankful that not only did he mark off a specific spot for me, but it was in that specific spot that I begin to encounter the fullness of the reality of who he is, that's causing me to come alive in a way I've never been alive before. Is that happening on some level on the inside of you? I want us to sing through the wonder part of that one more time, just that bridge there. And this is what I feel like the Lord is saying to do. I think when you and I announce the end to our wandering, we've taken the first step toward the wonder that we were designed for. I wandered looking for something worth being in wonder over. But it was when he began to establish me in a set place, an appointed place, a seated place of identity, that all of a sudden that wonder began to just unfold before me. And that's the glory of the journey that you and I are in right now. And I know we're under a metal roof out here in a park, but this is right. This has felt right all day when people were setting it up, and it just feels like an appointed time, an appointed place. And I want you to just one more time as we sing through this, just lift your hands with a spirit of thanksgiving. Not in the sense that you've worked all the details out, but in the sense that you know sovereignly God in providence has guided you to a specific point in place in time, and you have a celebration in your heart regarding that journey, regarding his faithfulness to bring you into this set place, an established place, a marked off spot for you. That's how big a deal you are in the eyes of God. He marked off a spot just for you, and wherever he had to bring you from, it was no distance too great that he would not bring you to the spot he had marked off for you. Come on, lift those hands high tonight.
You are where we all have come from. You are where we long to go. And we have journeyed far from Eden, but we're coming home. So let our eyes be filled with wonder, and let our lives be filled with song, and let the way of Jesus lead us back where we belong. And you are where we all have come from, and you are where we long to go. We have journeyed far from Eden, but we're coming home. So let our eyes be filled with wonder,
thanksgiving rise in your heart tonight. Let it rise in your heart tonight. As I get ready to shift into this next song, I thought today, just as I was preparing my heart, I thought, what does this kind of reconvening mean to me? For me, it's a celebration that Abba in goodness had been preparing a company of people, even though we had no idea this was coming. We'd been being prepared for this literally for years. We'd been hearing the message of rest. We'd been moving away from the obsession with the churchy stuff for a long time. And it enabled people not just to make it through the last 6 months, but to actually grow, to actually mature, to actually be able to look back on that season and say, whew, not just glad it's over, but I've got history back there that makes me thankful. That is, the other thing it means is, maybe if there was any shred of us that took this for granted, maybe there was any piece of us that just because we were able to gather whenever we wanted to gather and then we weren't, that a spirit of thanksgiving would really rise in our hearts tonight. And that's what I hope we're here to do, is to say, you know what, I'm not going to take that for granted anymore. That thing where we get to come together and release a corporate expression of hunger and thanksgiving is a really big deal to me. And I hope that's a really big deal to you. But I know that it takes a unique company of people to establish a root system that's significant enough that when all of the externals are not exactly the way you want them to be, you're still able to prosper. That's the difference between depending on the rain and letting your roots grow deep enough to find access to the river. So I just want us tonight to keep a real posture and a heart of thanksgiving, and where you can kind of come into this and say, this is kind of different, what this going, just kind of get the spectating thing off of you and just get in that real posture and that real heart of gratitude, thanksgiving for what the Lord's done. The miracles, we're gonna actually catalog them specifically. We keep track of the miracle reports that come in, but we're going to catalog the ones that came in during the quarantine season by themselves and compare them to any other 6-month history of our church, and it'll be incomparable, the number of people who were going to commit suicide and didn't commit suicide. There's half a dozen of those. Going to commit suicide, didn't commit suicide. Been given a death sentence, and now they're alive. I was going blind, and God healed me. There's just stories all over the place of how God has moved during this season. And I don't think that just means we continue in that vein. I think when we come back together, there should be an exponential increase and expectation of what the Lord's doing now that we're together. Amen? You feel that? You feel that tonight? Come on, let's stretch those hands high one more time. Now just lift your voice with those hands. You know, do that just like if you were in that building down there. Yeah. There you go. It's a heart of hunger and thanksgiving.